Wiley Post and Harold Gatty accomplished the first round-the-world flight in a single-engine airplane, taking them 8 days, 15 hours, 51 minutes. Gar Wood breaks the world water speed record, 111.7 miles per hour. The year is 1931, and this car was built by a Cleveland-based company called Jordan. But before getting into all of it, I'm Jay. Welcome to What It's Like, the automotive channel that dives in deep on the history of the lost and mostly forgotten cars. We also cover the classics, vintage, some exotics. We talk specs and design of these rolling works of art. We try to post between 4 and 5 videos a week. Engine episodes on Wednesday. If that sounds of interest, a channel that you will totally dig, subscribe and hit the bell icon next to it to never miss a video. Edward Jordan, who liked to go by Ned Jordan, worked as an advertiser for the Thomas B. Jeffrey Company, the original Rambler company. Engineer Russell Berg was another key player. As the story goes, Thomas B. Jeffrey built the Jeffrey Quad, which the U.S. Army had interest in and sold it to Russia and France. To discuss a contract of some armored vehicles the Jeffrey Company was producing at the time, he was traveling to France on the Lusitania. While on the Lusitania, Jeffrey became acquainted with Thomas Silva, who was a cotton broker. Both were in the smoking room when the torpedo hit. Jeffries survived, Silva didn't. Jeffries was 38 and Silva was 26. That tragedy absolutely gutted Jeffries. Jeffrey would sell the company to Charles Nash. Ned Jordan, Russell Berg, as well as some others from the original Jeffries Company would form Jordan Motor Car in 1916, located 1070 East 152nd Street, Collinwood neighborhood in Cleveland, Ohio, right next to the Nickel Plate Railroad, which was ideal for shipping cars. Jordan would sell 1,788 cars in the very first year. Jordan was known as an assembled car, meaning they used parts from other companies to build their cars. They used Continental engines, Detroit transmissions, Timken axles, Bosch ignitions. The badge design that Jordan used had symbolic meaning. Red inverted arrow signified strong peace. Jordan's had cowl ventilation 8 years before Chrysler, 10 years before Buick. Jordan was best known for their advertisement pieces. Jordan, maybe, but don't quote me on this, they may have been the very first ones to start the car advertising trend like this style. Just look at some of these. They don't advertise like this anymore. They were also known for their awesome color choices, two-tone, even tri-tone colors. Ned was quoted saying, "Cars don't have to look so drab." Jordan was also one of the first companies to give names to their models, like the Playboy, Sports Marine, Tomboy, Speedboy. In 1927, Jordan took a huge gamble with a compact luxury car, which wasn't a segment back then, really. Maybe they wanted to be the first. Maybe they thought they could start a trend with the Little Custom, priced at $1,450, which is equivalent to you spending $25,585.50 in the year 2023. The car was a complete and utter failure, and it drained cash from the company. The company was then taken over by the bankers. Ned and his wife started selling their shares of stock in Jordan in 1928. It's important to note the Jordan Motor Car Company did survive the initial stock market crash, but the ripple effects that happened afterwards, coupled with the intense competition, lack of funds from the Little Custom debacle, which led to their demise, production was suspended in March of 1931. On May 8th of the same year, the company went into receivership voluntarily. Jordan Motor Car Company was in business for 16 years. They sold 78,000 cars. 1926 was the best year of Jordan. They sold over 11,000 units in that year alone, which gave them the capital to try something new like the Little Custom. If they just pocketed the money, they may have been able to survive the Depression. 1931 Jordan model lineup, Model 90, which could be had in 2 wheelbase configurations, 125 and 131-inch wheelbases. Could be had as a coupe, convertible coupe, sports sedan, 5 and 7 passenger sedan, touring car, limo, speedboy, which was the dual cowl Phaeton that is our car, and the Playboy. Let's talk specs. It rides a wheelbase of 125 inches. Price, $2,795, which is equivalent to you spending $56,456.43 in the year 2023. Total 1931. Jordan production was 263 units. Only 2 speedboys are known to survive. One is in a museum in Cleveland. The other one is this very car. Moving on to engine. Only one engine on offer, 268.8 cubic inch displacement. Continental Flathead Inline 8 S15. 4.4 liters. It's good for 85 horsepower, 3,200 RPM, 140 pound-feet, or 189 newton meters at an estimated 1,800 RPM. And I know they never measured anything in newton meters, but people have been asking in the comment section to add it, so this is why it's there. Bore is 3 inches and a stroke of 4.75 inches. Compression 5.16 to 1. 5 main bearings. This car is capable, the owner said it's capable of 90 miles per hour, and he's comfortable driving it that fast because it's got 4-wheel hydraulic brakes. It's worth mentioning Jordan's swan song was produced in 1930, and it was called the Model Z Ace Roadster. Only 14 were produced with a staggering price tag of $5,500, which would be equivalent to $97,048.45. It was powered by an inline Continental 8, 114 horsepower, and a top speed of 100 miles an hour. Look at how these bumpers are designed. Also has accessory lights that mount into right here. Dual horns, dual accessory lights. These headlights are massive. So just check out how it's all designed. This has a thermostatically controlled grill.
Yeah. This year, did you see them? Yes, I did. Oh, son of a gun.
Just look at how these colors, look at how this is painted.
Huh? Well, I always like to have a spare. I have one spare.
Just look how wide these running boards are. Also notice how pronounced these ribs are.
Carburetor?
How this top is designed. Also notice it's not one color. It's red here on the edge. The brake light situation. So just check out how this has a bead that goes around the rear fender. Beautiful wire wheels here. Rear bumpers. Gas filler is on the passenger side. This car has 2 sets of brake lights. Here's a better look at the curtain situation on the other side. This car has wing windows. How this tire is held in here. As well as mirror. Look at how the mirror is just chained to the side mount. Interesting, the side mount is just has a nut to hold it in instead of a key. But just notice how this has a bead that goes all the way. This door panel, notice it doesn't have an armrest. It doesn't have any windows either. It has curtains that attach on. Door handle to get out. Coming down inside the pedal box down here, just look at how nice everything is. Clutch, brake, gas pedal, starter button up there, stick shift, and handbrake. Just take a look at this gorgeous interior. Here's what over the hood would look like. Here's what first person over the hood would look like. On to the button switches and knobs, starting all the way left and moving right. The owner installed overdrive, The on and off switch, I believe that is for the panel lights. The levers, it is really hard to read, but it looks like those are for climate controls. I'm going to leave that up to your interpretation. It could also be for the chassis lubricator, which is on the other side of the firewall from these controls. Actual panel light, speedometer with odometer and tripometer, oil pressure, amp meter, coolant temperature, gasoline gauge, clock, pull-out lighter, spark advanced, hand throttle, headlights, and horn on the steering wheel itself. Let's take a quick gander at the greenhouse, or the pillar to glass ratio. This car has the curtains on it because it was raining earlier. So it gives you an idea of what this car would look like with the curtains on. That's what visibility looks like out the back from the front seat.
Now this engine was manufactured by Continental Motors, but Jordan owned all the patents on it. So it's only going to be in the Jordan automobile.
Oh wow, look at that. So it's an inline 8?
Yeah.
We had to come see this, baby.
That's incredible. Is this a fuel pump?
No, that's hydraulic brakes. That's the reservoir for the hydraulic brakes.
Nice. On the positive side, bright and colorful, different, last in line car status, exclusive, nice components, plush interior. This car uses real leather. Against it, information, people who know these cars, which reminds me, shout out to Tom Cox, who got me in touch with Jim Lackey, who wrote the book on Jordan. If you want to know more about the history of Jordan, the car, the man, the history, be sure to check out that book. But this is just another one of those cars, one of those brands that's just getting lost to time. Parts are impossible to find. All right, now it's time for Would You Rather. 2 scenarios today, and these may or may not be in the same price point, but which one would you rather have? 1931 Cord L29 or 1931 Jordan Speedboy or 1931 Auburn? I'm going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free, pause the video. Moving on to the second scenario, 1931 Hudson 8 or 1931 Jordan Speedboy or 1932 Nash Advanced 8. Once again, going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free, pause the video. Now it's time for Name That Tune. First person to get both the name of the band and the song title correctly in the comment section will have their comment pinned to the top of it. Thank you all so much for coming out and watching this. If you'd like to get in touch with me, shoot me a comment in the comment section below. I read and answer all comments posted, and I don't say that for self-worth or anything like that. I just try to run this channel as a community, one in which I am very much a part of. You could also check out our Facebook group that correlates with this YouTube channel. I call it the After Party. It gives you the opportunity to share your rides, stories, pictures, experiences. Anything car related is totally a go on there. So if there's other channels that you want to share with the community, I'm totally okay with that. Or just send me a direct message through email. All of it will be linked in the description below. Just know I appreciate everything you guys bring in the comment section. And until next time, toodaloo!